What is up, ladies and gentlemen? So in today's video, we're going to be looking at the cryptocurrency market, and I'm going to have a look at and see if the eclipses have any effect on the price. So today is April 26, 2022, and right now we are at $38,000. We are struggling, we're basically just following this kind of trend. Well, how do you say this? Following this parallel channel, and we're just bouncing up and down in this range. So in my past videos, I've been showing how the price action kind of follows the moon cycles. So if we look at the past few months, we have full moon right here on November 20th roughly, and the price went up into this new moon, but this new moon just made it dump all the way to this full moon. And then after you get to the full moon, there is kind of this energy that brings the price somewhat up into a new moon and then down into the full moon, and we kind of repeat this pattern. It's not perfect, but it gives a pretty good idea. So right now, it's we might be breaking. It almost looks like we are breaking the structure here with the moon cycles. So if we really don't recover, I would say above $42,000 in the next few days, when it will be a new moon, then this is going to be the first time ever that these moon cycles kind of have been broken. So having a local bottom in the full moon and a local top in a new moon. You can see the new moons, we have kind of a top, and in the full moons we have like a little close to a bottom. So for this to kind of still keep intact, we should be moving up in the next few days. So here I mapped out all the lunar and solar eclipses in the past several years, yellow being a solar eclipse and the gray being a lunar eclipse. So just looking from afar, you can see there is somewhat of a pattern, and what stood out to me was this. So in these transition times, there are times where there's significant action, but for the most part, it's fairly stagnant and just sideways. So in between these sections, between these eclipses, usually the price is somewhat sideways. The only time that I saw that there was like real drastic action was in the past eclipse, where November 18 the price was going down, 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 and then once we hit that December 4th eclipse, the price just plummeted down. Besides that, from afar, what I could see is a lot of it is just sideways action. So another thing I was looking at is having this solar eclipse happen, going into a lunar eclipse, there was this bullish energy. Solar eclipse going into a lunar eclipse, bullish energy. Now, solar eclipse going into another solar eclipse, that was bearish energy. We will be having a lunar eclipse going into a solar eclipse. So now I wanted to see what was kind of the pattern, or if there was a pattern in price action according to, kind of like the energy in between eclipses. So here I found the first one. We have a lunar eclipse going into a solar eclipse, and it was bearish. Here another one, lunar eclipse going into a solar eclipse, and in this one it was positive price action. So another thing I noticed is that going in between a solar eclipse into another solar eclipse, it's almost always bearish, or at least that's what's happened in the past. So you can see bearish price action there, bearish price action there. And then the last one we had was what we're just experiencing right now. Solar eclipse going into another solar eclipse, bearish price action. Now we are going into a change of directions, beginnings of endings, and now we're going to be going into a lunar eclipse going in towards a solar eclipse. So, it could be either or. As I seen here, overall, it does seem that, it can go either way. And now the last pattern I was kind of observing is going in between lunar eclipses. So let's see if we can find it. So here we have a lunar eclipse going into another lunar eclipse. It was kind of sideways. I think this was the COVID crash, and we recuperated, and we were pretty much almost at the same spot. Lunar eclipse going into another lunar eclipse. It seems to be very favorable. And yeah, that was the last one we had. So I'm going to pretty much keep an eye on this, keep on seeing if there is something here, if there is an energy in between these sections that we can use to kind of give us an idea where the price might be going. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, so if you think this was interesting, let me know. And I hope you guys are doing really well. It's going to be very volatile times right now coming up, I believe, in all financial markets. I am still hopeful the market will turn around and we can lock in some profits. If not, this probably will go down a lot lower. So we'll see what happens. Until the next video, peace.